This call is now being recorded.
Good evening and namaskar and welcome to all the fellow educators. My name is Amit Bajaj and I'm the founder and leader of Google Educator Group GG Daily West.
I'm Nidhi Bhagra, co-leader of GEG Delhi West, and I welcome each one of you for the session.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Meena Bakra. I'm lecturer mathematics and co-leader GG Delhi West. Welcome all of
Uh,
you.
for those who may be joining us for the first time, let me provide an overview of the Google Educator Group, also known as GEG. So GEG help bring educators together and support them in learning, sharing, inspiring, and empowering each other. GGs provide a platform for teachers to collaborate, allowing them to learn new and creative ideas from each other and assist each other in meeting the needs of their students inside and outside the classroom. I request now my co-leaders to formally welcome and give a brief introduction of Ms. Shweta, who is our today's session expert.
Sure, sir. Shweta is a seasoned professional with a decade of experience in the technology and education sectors. Armed with a BTech in computer science from NIT and an MBA in analytics, she has successfully navigated various roles, from contributing to large-scale enterprise learning solution at Infosys to spearheading innovative learning products in the startup ecosystem. Her expertise in leveraging spatial technologies like AR, VR, and MR to create immersive learning experiences has recognition, including a Women Leader Award for Innovation in the Learning Space. Currently, she is focused on building new AI, pushing the boundaries of artificial intelligence and its application. We welcome you, Shweta.
Thank you.
Welcome, Shweta, and stage is now all yours. Over to you.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And very good evening to all of you. I'm sure there are a lot of folks who are here not for the first time. We have met several times in previous events, and I'm sure there are more who are meeting me for the very first time. So, I'll quickly move on to the session. I think Sir and Ma'am has already set context with a very nice introduction. So for this session, we did some polls. I think folks who registered earlier and joined the WhatsApp community, there we were running this series of pre-session polls. And for all of you who are joining right now, we'll just have a quick look at that. So first one was, how often do you get to revise your lesson plans for the classes? And we can see that there are a lot of folks who do it very frequently, almost on daily basis. So the class lesson plans are very dynamic in nature. It's not like you decide that, okay, this is how I'm gonna cover it and then you stick to it, right? And it's good to see it's actually showing the passion that our educators, our audiences right now here. So this is one. Second, how much of the class time goes into driving assessments, all kind of assessments, be it diagnostic, preparatory, formative. And we can see that for most of the folks, more than 30% of the time goes into it. Only then you will kind of get to know that, okay, how to enhance the learning plan or the lesson plan. And last one, what do you think is the biggest challenge in completing syllabus? Here, I think all of these have emerged as some prominent reasons. The students having foundational gaps, or the students not paying attention in the class, or mismanagement of time because of unplanned holidays, exams, and other events. So these three have come out as a prominent reasons. But when you look at it, it's all these three polls are making a very beautiful story, which also gets reinforced by another survey that we did at a very large scale. So here we surveyed almost like 2,000 teachers, and this was the result that we got, that when they mentioned their in general topmost challenges when it comes to teaching, and the topmost was grabbing attention of the class, followed by creating questions, effective lesson plans, homework, and evaluation. Now, what like, okay, there are a lot of reasons, lot of challenges, but what might probably be the root cause of all of this? Is it the foundational gaps in the students? Is it the lack of attention? Is it the mismanaged time? Or when we think of it, all of these are kind of interrelated. Foundational gaps can lead to lack of attention. Like when the kid doesn't even, understand that what is going on in the class, because at some point he missed the ball and there was some gap in his learning. So how will he pay attention, right? So then he drops, the attention drops from there. And then when the student is not paying attention, then what happens? The teacher has to kind of accommodate for that lack of understanding, and all the plan goes haywire. You know how meticulously you plan the sessions, you plan your year, but if class is not following, then you have to stop, take a break, and then a step back. That leads to mismanaged time. Or we can say, we can look at it other way around also, lack of attention leading to foundational gaps, leading to mismanaged time. So it's like a chicken egg problem. But eventuality is that the students are not able to follow the pace which is required to complete the curriculum, do the revisions, and all the things that are required to reinforce the learning, right? And that is the problem that we would be tackling in today's session. So there are some convenient solutions, like, which we are tempted to follow, like 10th and 12th apart, but जहाँ पे board exams नहीं है, central authority नहीं है, there we tend to feel कि ठीक है, let's just omit some of the chapters which are not really important, and there is a whole concept of rationalized syllabus, or let's just make the exams easier, or do the grading system little lenient, or instead of absolute score, we'll just put grade. But there are better solutions, and I was actually discussing with Amit sir yesterday a lot of solutions on this line. But sir ने बहुत ही interesting चीज बोली, पता है? And it was that कि, he mentioned that, Shweta, all these teachers, all the audiences that you're going to get tomorrow, they're very smart. They attend lot of events, okay, and they know everything. They know all the solutions that you are talking about. So don't be theoretical. Don't talk about those solutions. They already know it. Just tell them how they can implement it at ease. And he also suggested that you can probably kind of do a little pre-quiz kind of thing, and we actually did it, right? And here is another proof of pudding that our audience knows. So we did a little quiz here on some of the solutions that we're gonna look. And we did the quiz around flipped classroom, preparatory assessments. We also asked about the spaced repetition, personalized diagnostic assessments, our formative assessments. So this was a little quiz. I think folks who joined the WhatsApp group later might have missed it, but those who were there earlier attempted this. And I was amazed to see that almost all of them have got all the questions right. So Amit sir, your prediction was 100% correct. Our audience is very, very smart here, and they know everything already. And because of that, just yesterday I had to kind of restructure the whole content of the session. तो मैंने सेशन तो बहुत सारा प्लान करा था. I thought I'll talk about so many things, but now I have cut it all down, and there is a very interesting angle that we're gonna take today. So I'm audible, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So I'll just give a little heads up. Like, it just might happen if the current goes, Wi-Fi goes off for a while. In that case, Amit sir, please just let me know. I'll immediately join from my mobile data.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Yes, so there are a lot of teachers who got all the questions right, and therefore I will crunch down the 50 minutes ka preparation to just 5 minutes, but I'll still take those 5 minutes because I took a lot of time to prepare all of this. But in just 5 minutes, what I'll do is, from my research, from my experience, and whatever hypothesis I have made or I have seen, I will present that. And I will talk about just 5 topmost solutions which are most effective. Very quickly, 1 minute for one solution, and then we will directly jump into how we can go about implementing them. All right, give me thumbs up and let's make this session like little interactive, okay? Since I'm on the deck side, I'll just keep looking. Okay, nice. Oh my God, we have 550. I thought the limit was 500. So many folks are here. So that's really great. So, Chike, going back to what is the root cause of all of this, okay? And from all the research that we have been doing at Team NIO, we have understood that the core nature of the students is changing, especially after the digitization. So what is happening, like earlier there were only school and there was student, and there were only two bodies in the whole system. But now, because of digitization, every student has so many alternative learning sources. They go to tuition, coaching, there is YouTube, Byju's, an academy, and so many other things. And all of those, forces are pulling the student apart. So what happens? Earlier also, a diverse group of students was already an issue pre-digitization era. But now that there are so many alternative learning sources, this gap of the diverse nature of learning state of every student has become wider, and the gap is continuously increasing. I'm calling this learning state of an individual student, and the gap between the learning states of different students in a class day by day is increasing. And we will talk about 5 solutions that will help you tackle this, okay? And moving on to the first solution, and this is like very basic. You think from first principle. Okay, the gap is increasing. What do? You try to bring the class at the same page. So some of the ways that are very effective: flipped classrooms, preparatory worksheets. So you give them beforehand. So what happens, like they already get some context, some preparatory material, and it reduces the gap for when you go back next day and when you start. So the gap has reduced, at least if not everyone has become at the same page. Second very effective way is, so now that you have given the preparatory worksheet and you have the result, if you have time to go through it, analyze it, then you can use that to revise your lesson plan based on the reporting of that preparatory assessment. And when you do that, you can actually you have to make sure that you are striking a nice balance between the importance and urgency of topics. So it might be that there are a lot of topics where the students are very far off, but then you have to prioritize that. Okay, there are certain topics which are more important than others. And how will you gauge importance? You have to know that, okay, jaise ki there is algebraic expressions. Now this is very basic and it is required for many concepts going forward. So then it becomes very important. But if it is something like, say, I'm not sure, like a probability or something, just key dependency is lower, then it becomes relatively less. So you have to focus more on the concepts which are prerequisite for many other concepts, in the learning journey of the student. So that is second, and then revising the lesson plan accordingly. Third, group activities are a great way because the students learn faster from each other. Now, and then here you can plan, you can make the groups like class ko topper hai, average hai, or jo thoda below average hai. You make a group like that so that there is knowledge diffusion amongst them, and kids learn faster among each other. So we call it peer learning, peer assessment. So those group activities are a great way to enable this. Fourth one, डेली फॉर्मेटिव असेसमेंट्स. ठीक है, आपने फर्स्ट में preparatory material दिया, preparatory worksheet दिया. Basis that you have revised your lesson plan. Then in the class you are enabling those group sessions, group activities. Then it's also very important that you are doing regular formative assessments and personalized diagnostic and remedial. Now personalization is the key here. जो आपके जो regular formative assessments है, those can be standard, right? But after that, after a child attempts those formative assessments, and if there are some learning gaps, that needs a personalized approach. It cannot be standard. So if someone is weak in a certain concept, तो फिर उसका फिर deep diagnostic करना होगा personally, और उसको फिर एक personal remedial plan चाहिए होगा. That is the fourth one. And the fifth one is regular check-ins. So if you know everything is going fine, the students are smart, they're grabbing everything, doing everything, still revision is very important. Otherwise, all your effort will go waste. And spaced repetition is a great way to ensure that learning is intact and reinforced. And spaced repetition, when it is configured as per the personal forgetting curve of the curve of the student, or the personal, you know, every student have different structures, or the memory, working memory is different. One student might remember for 3 days, another student might remember for 7 days, so they need to be reminded of that concept when their working memory ka, you know, span is almost over. क्योंकि आप पहले याद दिलाओगे, then also it's a waste of time. आप बाद में याद दिलाओगे, by the time the student has, like, it's completely washed off from his mind, and then it will take, you know, shuru se it will, like, he has to put in same amount of effort as he put in the first time. So that's why the timing is very important when it comes to the revision or the check-in part. So now we saw these 5 things which can help in bridging the gap, and you know, make the class follow you at the pace that you want to take them. What can be the challenges in these 5 techniques? Time consuming. Personalization is definitely time consuming, and in a country like India, where teacher to student ratio is like 1:30, 40, 45, it's almost impractical. And it's definitely resource intensive. Like, you need a lot of resources in terms of worksheets, paper, and then resources to check that, analyze that. So there are some real challenges, because of which we generally tend to go for those convenient methods that we initially saw, right? But now let's flip the session. We have seen what's the problem. We have seen what can be the solutions and what can be the challenges in implementing that solution. Now we will jump into the real session, wherein we will see how we can implement some of these techniques on ground very easily. So for this, I first need you guys to kind of download this NIO Assistant app. You're going to do hands-on with this. Folks with iOS, just have little patience and bear with me. iOS version will come very soon, and maybe we'll do another session. For today, you can be with me. Everything would be done parallelly on screen also. So you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy and watch it here. Those who have Android, please download the app. I think Amit sir will help you with the link once again, and then we will see the steps. I think some of you might already be having this. Give me a thumbs up who already have installed the app and probably are using it. Just want to kind of see how many folks are there. I am seeing a lot of thumbs up. Okay, that's great. Good to see that. And we'll wait for others to download it meanwhile for a couple of minutes. जैसे जैसे आपका डाउनलोड होता जाता है, just put a thumbs up there so we know कि ठीक है, majority of the audience has downloaded it, and then we will kind of move forward.
2 minutes to go ahead with it. Simple app. Just click on the link provided. You'll be able to. I mean, you'll be taken to the Play Store, and you will be able to download this.
Yes.
But well, this is not essential part. If you really wish to learn focused only on the session, so you can always do it post session also. But it is just recommendation from our side. Yeah, Shweta?
Yes. Yeah, you can watch also, but if you do it right now, then you will be actually, it will be easier for you to do it later. Otherwise, when you do later, you might have some queries, and then we won't be here. It will take little time, turnaround time. So it's best to just get it done right now. And if you do not have phone handy, or if you have iPhone or something, in that case, you can watch. So
In
once,
fact, I downloaded this app a few maybe a week ago, and when I had an interaction with Shweta, and every day I'm getting some of the interesting message because I have downloaded both teacher and the student app also. She'll be talking about student app later on, but I just wanted to look at the student perspective also. So how, if as a teacher I am giving some assignments, some assessments, some formative assessments, something like this, so how as a student I will be receiving, so that experience is actually awesome. So she will be demonstrating, I'm sure about it, but I just wanted to interrupt and mention this. This is really wonderful. So please check that
Yes.
out. Every day I'm getting something. Netiquettes के ऊपर कोई quiz आ रही है, कभी किसी एक सब टॉपिक. It's not only related to a maths, physics, chemistry. वो तो है ही, बस उसके अलावा भी there are a lot of things which are being covered. एटिकेट्स की जो हम बात करते हैं, नेटिकेट्स की पर्टिकुलरली, या और क्या क्या रिक्वायरमेंट हो जाती हैं स्टूडेंट्स के लिए डेली बेसिस पे, करियर से लेकर बहुत अच्छे अच्छे आइडियाज इनके आ रहे हैं. आई एम रियली लाइकिंग दैट. दैट्स द रीजन शी इज हियर टुडे.
Thank you so much, Amit sir. Actually, Amit sir का ये idea था that I thought कि I'll give a glimpse of the student side also. Otherwise, so far in my sessions, I was just focusing on the teacher side. But I think that makes sense. A teacher would want to know कि what experience would his her students or his students will get. So I think that's very important, and I've added that in today's session. We will have a look at that. So abhi hum quickly we will just see teacher side onboarding mein how you can go about it. So very simple. As soon as you download the app, you just have to put in your phone number and you will get your OTP. In most of the cases it will automatically get filled. Sometimes it might happen कि आपको copy करके फिर वहां पे ऐसे fill करना पड़ेगा. So here you get the OTP 3113 copied to the clipboard, and then you just put it there, and you enter your name.
And meanwhile, I am opening the chat for a few minutes. But please, a humble request. अब उसमें ना hi, hello, introduction. Please वो good evening मत भेजना because it disturbs everyone. So इस समय उसकी जरूरत नहीं है. अगर कोई genuine doubt आता है, वो आप बिल्कुल पूछिए, लिखिए यहाँ पर. So I'm just opening the chat window.
Right. Onboarding में ही आप अपना first worksheet create कर सकते हैं. You can choose your class and subject, and then it will directly take you to the list of all the NCERT curriculum के हिसाब से जो भी chapters हैं. And you can choose a chapter, you can choose the worksheet type. It can be formative, preparatory. If you go for formative, you can also choose the subtopics. You can choose the type of questions. यहाँ पे मैंने case based choose करा है. So you get a little case, and then you get follow-up questions. And there are explanations also for all the questions. You can review that, and then you can share it. So just tap on share invitation. Automatically आपके जो भी apps हैं, Google Classroom या फिर आपका WhatsApp, you can share that link with your students, and that's it. That it just takes about 1 minute. Onboarding plus creating your first worksheet. And now,
Shweta,
yeah,
I interrupt you. Kindly go through the chat. Also, there are wonderful questions being asked, and I think you need to answer them right away.
okay, just
Let me read out few of the questions. Like Rituka ji is saying, Hindi course A is not available like this. Likewise, seems like it works on iPhone as well. Or is this app not for ICSC? Or worksheet अगर share करते हैं, student need to download the NIO assistant. Is it like the Google Classroom? Something like this. If you want to answer that also, or maybe if you want, you can skip that and answer that later on. All up to you.
हम ऐसे करते हैं sir, Amit sir and everyone in the audience, we will definitely take up all the questions, but let's just first see the whole flow, because when you see the whole flow, then automatically some of these questions will get answered, and even after that, if there are any questions, then we will take it towards the end. First,
Okay, great.
ठीक है. So far we saw कि how you can create a worksheet and share the link with your students, and now we will see the student experience. ये आपने share कर दिया student के साथ. First time when the student taps on that link, what happens? So yes, they have to download the app. It will take them to the Play Store. It will take them to the student version of the app. So once they download the app and they open, this is the onboarding experience that they will get. उनको भी यहाँ पे पहले अपने phone number से login करना है. They can log in with their phone number and they'll get an OTP. That flow is same. Apart from that, there are a couple of more steps on the student side. We will see that. And those steps are to kind of make the personalization sharper. So we will see that. I'll just let the OTP come. So what all can happen? AI revision hai yahan pe. There is learning content. There are mini quizzes. They can revise. They can get their classroom activities right here. And then the student is asked to enter their name and class. That's my pet name. So I just like I put Shweta there, so I put here. And then yeah, career aspiration is one, because then we try to align the case study questions and other things based on their career aspiration, and they can choose multiple things here: software engineer, astronomer, or anything else. Same goes with their interests. So we have seen कि अगर if there is a kid who is very much into about sports, right? एंड अगर हम उसको मैथ्स का क्वेश्चन दे थोड़ा सा स्पोर्ट्स के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, then that question becomes more engaging for that student. That's why we collect those two details, those career aspiration and interest wala part. And as soon as they kind of on board, this is the home page that they land onto. Okay. And here is like the worksheet experience. जैसे ही वो आपकी book tap करते हैं, so all these like monsoon जो है ये हमारा contest में रहता है, like so that it was
Shweta ma'am, you're not audible. There's a lot of noise in the background.
Okay, let me check.
Yeah, all of a sudden this noise. Now it's way better. Yeah, it's
Okay,
fine.
okay. I think there is a little noise in the video itself. So what can I do? Yeah, is there any option that I can switch off the audio of the this alone?
For Canva, I'm doubtful. I think you're running in Canva ना, तो वहाँ पे शायद ये option दोनों mute हो जाएगा. So I think you can go ahead with this. No option as of now.
Video playback quality open which ठीक है. ठीक है. We'll just bear. I think it's a few of the. ठीक है, हमने यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट एक्सपीरियंस देख लिया था. दिस इज व्हेन द स्टूडेंट विजिट्स अगेन. सो देयर आर लाइक मैं थोड़ा पॉज करके मेरे को बोलना होगा. आई जस्ट पॉज. सो ठीक है, यहाँ पे मॉनसून बेल्ट में जो ऊपर एक यहाँ पे रहता है, देयर आर लाइक लॉट ऑफ कॉन्टेस्ट गोइंग ऑन व्हिच अमित सर आल्सो स्पोक अबाउट. सो हियर वी ट्राई टू फोकस ऑन थिंग्स व्हिच चाइल्ड जनरली मिसेस इन द स्कूल करिकुलम. सो देयर आर लॉट ऑफ लाइफ स्किल्स कि being cyber safe. People are using digital, students are using digital mediums, but they don't know how to use them safely. There are a lot of scams happening. So then there are topics around financial literacy. There are topics around net etiquette, health and nutrition. And if they are using digital tools, then for how long they should use and how they should use, what should be their posture, what should be the lighting like. So these kind of things are generally taught in this session. And ये वाला जो नीचे वाला part है, here whatever worksheets you send, assign worksheets, is where that will get populated. So just skip it. Yes, you can resume the like if someone has like done half of the quiz and then they can come back and resume it also. There are hints also available for the student. The idea is not to assess the student here. The idea is to make him learn, and that is why we do everything that might encourage him or push him to learn. So then in the case itself, he gets to learn something, and even after that he is not able to answer the question, then we provide hint also, so that they can do some critical thinking and develop some competency and then answer the questions. So the focus is on how we can, and then they get immediate feedback there itself. You all know the power of immediate feedback, right? Immediately they get to know. And there are like a lot of gamification elements also added to make the activity fun. The rating is important here, so you also get to know, okay, are the students liking the quality of questions? And then there is a sheet, there are points, and they can review the questions. So they can go and see, how many questions they attempted right, how many questions were wrong, and they get some recommendations also based on, how they perform. So this is the student part. And now we will see that, okay, once the student has attempted the worksheet, what kind of report you get to see in your teacher app. So last screen was from the student version, and this is again from the teacher version, which you have already downloaded. So we will, and this is the worksheet report. So we just saw that the student attempted the worksheet. After the student attempts the worksheet, we will just see one in which there are some attempts. We will see probably Hindi, and there are very few students in my class, just because they are just my team members, and not all of them attempt my worksheet. So I'll just see some other one with little more data. Yes, AI application and methodologies. Here you can see the topics, what all topics are being assessed, what are the areas of improvement, who are the students who scored less and need support, what were the questions that were asked in that specific worksheet, and then you can also see the student performance. It's like a leaderboard. So like Himanshu is like doing really well, so maybe he got all the questions right. So that was the student report. Worksheet report. Am I clear so far? Can we move ahead?
You can, but there is audio break. Actually, it's in between. थोड़ा बहुत हो रहा है, gap आ रहा है. If that can be improved, वो better रहेगा. But else you can go ahead with it. Idea clear हो रहा है, screen पे देख कर समझ आ रही हैं चीजें. I'm sure all are able to get it.
Got it. So what I'll also do is I'll do little pauses wherever I have to kind of, I'll pause it and then I'll talk.
Yeah.
तो ये हमारा क्लास रिपोर्ट है. अभी जो हमने पीछे देखा था वो स्पेसिफिक वर्कशीट का रिपोर्ट था. ठीक है, पर अगर आपको होलिस्टिकली पूरी क्लास का रिपोर्ट देखना है, लाइक आफ्टर यू हैव बीन सेंडिंग वर्कशीट्स फॉर few days, then this is what you can, this is how you can, यहाँ पे आपका आप क्लास के पूरे स्टूडेंट्स देख सकते हैं कि आपकी क्लास में कितने स्टूडेंट्स हैं. यू कैन सी द ओवरऑल कॉन्सेप्ट्स कवर्ड. तो ये क्लास 10th का बायोलॉजी है, एंड आई थिंक देयर आर 4 चैप्टर्स इन बायोलॉजी, एंड एवरी चैप्टर इज ब्रोकन डाउन इनटू 5-6 कॉन्सेप्ट्स. तो इन टोटल देयर आर 19 कॉन्सेप्ट, जिसमें से कि मैंने 5 एसेस कर ली है. तो इट्स काइंड ऑफ आल्सो इंडिकेटर कि हाउ मच सिलेबस यू हैव कवर्ड. यू कैन सी इट इन दैट वे, कोर्स कंप्लीशन वाला मेट्रिक. And then the second one is your average score. Then we will move forward. Concepts covered है, average score है. बाद one active worksheet जो है वो भी आप यहाँ पे से देख सकते हैं कि क्या progress चल रहा है अभी. Then आप जितने worksheet अपने phone में class type करेंगे, वो सारे worksheets को अंदर जाके हम देख सकते हैं. So let's just see the control and coordination वाला. For an example, यहाँ पे टॉपिक हमने जो एसेस करा था वो टॉपिक मूवमेंट. And then you can see areas of improvement also at class level, and that will give you a very holistic view of how your curriculum is progressing and how the student, or what is the comprehension of the students, in that coverage. So we saw the worksheet report, individual worksheet report, and we saw the class report. Now there is no noise, I guess. Is it better from here?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
ठीक है. So ये हमने अभी so far what all we have seen that how you can download and create your first worksheet and share it with your students. Then we saw what happens when your students tap on it, what is the kind of UX and experience they get. Then we saw how you can see the report of that student performance at the worksheet level and at the overall class level. Now we will quickly see 2 more things. Like, okay, you must be taking multiple classes in your school. So how you can create new classes and how you can create new worksheet. Those are the last two floors. So new class create करने के लिए there is an option there itself on the home, add new class, and you can choose your class, you can choose your section, you can choose your subject. This time we will go with mathematics, and then you can create class. That's it. Just share invitation with your students, and as soon as they tap on that link, they will automatically get added to your classroom. Okay? And there is one nice message also that automatically comes. You can edit this message if you want. And when they tap on this link, they will automatically get added to your class. And for creating worksheet, you can just tap on create worksheet, choose the class. मैथ्स में ही हमने अभी जो क्लास क्रिएट करी है उसमें ये सारे चैप्टर्स लिस्टेड होंगे. Let's take pair of linear equation and formative worksheet. Choose some of the concepts, and let's choose case-based question this time and review the questions. So we have got two cases here. There's a little case, then followed by question and explanation for the correct answer. And similarly, you can just review the second question also, and review the questions. And once you have reviewed and you are satisfied with the question quality, you can share the worksheet. We are working on a feature of swap the question. It will come very soon. Suppose you want to change the question, you want to try something else, then there itself you will get an option to swap it. So you will be able to then experiment with different type of questions. So हमने पूरा flow देख लिया है, how you can download and create your first worksheet, share it with your student, what would be your student experience, how you will view the report at the worksheet level and at the class level, and then how you can create new classes and create new worksheets. ठीक है? So I'm sure कि अभी आप सबके दिमाग में एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा होगा. You must be thinking that what about personalization, right? So we saw that there are a standard set of questions that you can review. So how is it personalized? Well, personalization does take little time. The system has to learn a little about the student, and the formative, like in our research, we have built the system such that कि जो फॉर्मेटिव डेली बेसिस पे जो वर्कशीट्स जाते हैं जो आप भेजोगे, those would be standard based on what you have taught in the class, and you can probably choose the difficulty level, type of questions, number of questions, all of that. But where once the personalization starts kicking in, where it will come handy, that is the next part that I'm going to show you, which is via the dashboard. So we will quickly have a dashboard glimpse, and this is the third thing. So this you can access on browser, and यहाँ पे this worksheet scheduler feature is where you will actually get the magic of personalization. So here you can okay, I'll just pause for a minute and talk about this worksheet scheduler feature. This is available right now only for the pilot schools with whom we are working, and why we have done it is ki it so happens ki, you might be sending worksheets or formative worksheets for the topics that you are covering on day-to-day basis. You taught something today, and then you can you can easily send a worksheet or formative worksheet for that specific topic. But keeping track of what all you have taught earlier, when you taught, at what frequency the revision should happen, or the check-in worksheet should go, that becomes really difficult and impractical, and this is where your worksheet scheduler feature will come very handy. So यहाँ पे you can predefine कि आपको किस किस frequency पे recheck करना है, and these worksheets will be personalized to every student depending on the student's IQ, aptitude, current competency level, current competency across different subjects, foundational gaps. So there are more than 50 plus parameters that we consider in personalization. Also the career aspiration and the interest. So we'll just quickly see how this scheduler works. So you can choose the grade, you can choose the subject, and you can decide ki, week wise ki, day wise ki, is then itne worksheets jaane, and then you can just save the schedule and just forget about it. And it will automatically take care of ki whatever you have taught to your students, that is fresh in their memory. And from here, you can also view full report of the student subject wise, how much effort he is putting, what is the foundation in text, overall, like a whole complete holistic report is what you can view here. And you can also see your class level data, like in a given class, across different subjects, how the class is kind of performing. And from here also you can see the student report as well. So this was the dashboard, and this one, although is available only for pilot schools. So now I'll just talk a little about what is the pilot program and what is the process like and what's the criteria like. So right now we are doing pilot with 4 schools, and the idea is that, so we do a 2-week diagnostic, and then in the diagnostic we kind of uh, try to find the current learning state of the student, so that the personalization can kind of kick in. And the criteria is, see, from our perspective, one criteria is definitely how or adaptive the teachers are. So if in a particular school the teachers are already using new application, then we know that we would not have to put in lot of effort in pushing the teachers or educating them. So it's less effort for us. So we prioritize those schools, and then we also kind of prioritize the schools where we have experts who are already contributing and reviewing our questions or helping us with the question bank. So there are a lot of teachers who have come up and have started supporting us by providing very quality questions, so we can train the AI engine to generate those kind of questions. Then there are teachers who help us organize these events. So that is one criteria that we are kind of taking into account. But yes, we want to do the pilot with all of you. It's just that our team is little small, and we would be doing in batches. And currently we are doing just the first phase of pilot, and there is a wait list. But if you want to nominate your school, there in the feedback form towards the end, there is a field where you can express interest, and there are also a few more fields which are more like criteria which we'll be using for shortlisting, and then our team will reach out to you if your school is shortlisted. And yes, I was talking about this 2-week diagnostic. Now, this is a very important part of the pilot, wherein we do a holistic diagnosis of the students, not just on the current curriculum, but also on the foundational numeracy and literacy, because we have figured that students even in 6th, 7th, 8th grades, their basic numeracy and literacy skills, there are gaps. So if they can't read or write or do basic arithmetic, then it becomes really difficult for them to build on top of that. So there are 5 things that we cover in this initial 2-week diagnostic. One is your FNL, foundational numeracy and literacy. Second is your current curriculum. So suppose we are doing the diagnostic for 10th class students, right? And there in mathematics, there are certain concepts which require some prerequisites from maybe grade 7, grade 6. So then we pick those specific concepts which are required as prerequisites for the current curriculum, and we do a diagnostic for that. So that is your second, the academic index. Then third is what we do is your competency testing. So right now, NEP is also putting a lot of emphasis on critical thinking and other competency skills. Board exam pattern is also shifting towards that. So all those competencies are what we are evaluating. And then your fourth one is a social and emotional angle. And the fifth part that we do is it's more around the future skills and how aware the student is. So those kind of things. So we will quickly see after this 2 week of diagnostic, what kind of report is generated for the pilot schools. So this is one school with whom we are currently doing the pilot. So you see the overall thing, academic score, competency score, and then there are foundational skills. literacy and numeracy, recognizing simple words, long sentences, reading comprehension, basic algebra. Then there is this academic foundation, wherein subject wise and grade wise you can see the competency of the class as well as at the student level. And then there is this competency report, wherein memory, comprehension, application analysis, etc. is being tested, and some of the future ready skills like critical thinking, problem solving. Then there is the social and emotional trait wala aspect, wherein we are checking some 7, 8 aspects. And last but not the least, we also generate a section. This is the AI part section on parent involvement, so that we can give some cues to parents also, that how they can come in picture and they can support their child's holistic development, because parents are generally clueless. They don't know, they want to help but they don't know what they can do. So this is a part for them, and this kind of helps the teachers also, this holistic report. So for most of the schools, how we are planning is ki, right now we are at a phase where we are kind of having half yearly exams for most of the schools. So after the half yearly exams, parents generally come and ask, halfway through the year, ki why my child has not scored, what you're not paying attention on my child, you know so then you can give this holistic report to the parent, and you can tell ki, we do our best, but there are some foundational gaps, there are some things that were not taken care earlier. Right now, as the class teacher or subject teacher of this grade, we cannot do this for every child, like go back and then fix their foundational gaps. But this tool will help you at least pinpoint it for the parents, so they can then help their student. Maybe wo khud se padhaye, they will, or maybe they will get a tuition or some home tutor, but at least they will know, the student will know, you will know. This will give that awareness to everyone. So that is what something I personally think that is great about this. So I'll just pause here, and Amit sir, any, like, am I going too fast or is it okay? How is, like, is everyone understanding?
The session flow is great. Yeah, there are a few questions. I think you would like to answer them now.
Yeah,
Mainly, they're asking for all these subjects are covered, because Hindi, जैसे I had a word with you also कि
yeah.
हिंदी के subjects को लेकर होता थे languages, वो कब तक होंगे, क्या उनकी possibility है, which all subjects right now available, few chapters हैं जैसे वो log में दिखे हैं, किसी का आया कि worksheet बना रहे हैं, but there is a showing a pop-up message error in creating a draft activity, क्या लैपटॉप पे हम ऑन कर सकते हैं? तो अभी इतने क्वेश्चंस पे अगर आप बताएं।
ठीक है, तो हाँ, अभी हम एक बार रुक के कुछ क्वेश्चंस यहाँ पे हैंडल कर लेते हैं कि हिंदी हमने इंक्लूड करना शुरू करा है फॉर 9th क्लास. वी हैव सम सेक्शंस. हमने लिटरेचर पार्ट अभी नहीं करा है, बट देयर आर क्वेश्चंस ऑन रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन हिंदी में, और जो पठन कौशल होता है, एंड देन द राइटिंग पार्ट, पत्र लेखन एक्सेट्रा जो भी है, देन द ग्रामर पार्ट. तो ये 3 पार्ट्स हमने ऐड करे कुछ क्लासेस के लिए. जो लिटरेचर पार्ट है, लास्ट पार्ट है, जो चैप्टर्स के बुक से मैप होता है, we figured that there are different books, different courses, so that is something that we are yet to work on, and we are actually looking for teachers, collaborators, experts who can help us in creating and helping us vet the questions for languages, be it Hindi, be it English, or be it Sanskrit. So I welcome all of you who are, language experts. Please, in the form, there is an option for that also. If you would like to collaborate, if you would like to be on our expert team, and we will get in touch with you. And together we can very quickly train the engine to generate questions on languages also. Another question around the laptop. No, as of now, this is a mobile app for teacher and mobile app for students. The dashboard that I saw, from where you can schedule the worksheets, you can see the aggregated data, that is available on the desktop. And that is available right now only at a school level, where we are doing the pilot, not at the individual teacher level.
Okay. Pre and primary grade are also, they are not included. Yeah, are they included?
Yes, no, that is not included right now, but we are going to expand in that also. We are coming up, we are actually currently working on this feature of speech recognition, and where they speak to audio support, so we can check their fluency when they talk. So all this is under development, and should be out in another 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks.
Okay, so possibly by the next new session, the app will be fully functional with
Yes,
Hindi
yes,
language
very much.
integration, if I'm not wrong about it.
हाँ नहीं नहीं हिंदी integration तो will come very soon. This
Okay, great.
the speech recognition for younger kids, who are in primary for grade 1 to grade 5. We will come up in another 1 to 1.5 months.
Okay, Akanksha ma'am from Delhi is saying please contact me for Hindi language content, so you can directly connect with Shweta. In fact उनका LinkedIn profile और कई social media मैंने share भी किया है. Whether computer science 11th 12th is available, whether IT जो है
हाँ, all
402
those
है
subjects
10
are
का.
available. Computer
Okay.
science, IT, 6 to 12 we have make sure कि सारे subjects हैं. Even artificial intelligence and financial literacy also we have tried to cover. There might be a few chapters which might be logged. So I'll just see. Maybe they are undergoing that review process. We are getting some experts to review the questions. तो वो उस process में होगा. But we have the questions for all the subjects 6 to 12 except the
Yeah.
language.
Now there's a very one relevant question. Anonymously पूछा गया है. Ma'am, with this the child stays with the phone to do the assignment, right?
Yeah.
Parents are at times not happy with it, especially if all subjects will be given this way. So,
ठीक है.
what's your take on this?
Yeah, well, my take on this is कि इसीलिए जो parents को भी जो report मिलता है ना इसका, in that the parent is seeing the usage of the app, and our whole focus is कि how we can minimize, like the whole optimization is towards that कि how we can find the learning gaps in the students in as less possible time as possible, in as less questions as possible. So ideally जो एक worksheet का length होता है that is like around 10 to 12 questions, and it usually take 5 minutes for a kid, like कि हर question पे वो 30 seconds भी अगर spend करता है तो every worksheet he spends like not more than 5 minutes. So even if he is doing all the subjects, 25 minutes tops. And then when parent sees कि ठीक है usage इतना है और इसका impact इतना है, then they are okay, right? And we also have a feature of cool off. We ourselves are very, we don't want to push the usage of the app. We want to work on the effectiveness of the app, how we can help in minimum time. And so we have a cool off feature also कि like 20-25 minutes से ज़्यादा अगर बच्चा ऐप चलाता है तो automatically वो lock हो जाता है. And then the student gets the message, you have been using it for a long time, maybe you should go out, take a break, maybe talk to your parents, etc. So that we are aware of that. I will just do one last part here for the resources and certificates. I know a lot of folks will have queries around this. So you can access it in the app itself. So there is a section wherein you can, I'll just, yeah, so your handbooks, resources will come there here in the profile, and then your certificates will come here. So the participation certificates, like you are participating in this session, will come, and then you can download it also. It will have the duration, the date, and all other details. It's downloadable. It will be issued in like another 2-3 days. And then if you decide to help us and contribute by giving quality questions or helping us review the questions, then you get the certificate of appreciation, which is the second belt. And the last and the most I think important one is the achievement one, which you get when you actually implement all of this learning on ground. So when you are sending worksheets to your students, when you are regularly kind of doing this formative personalized assessments, driving it for your students, that is when these achievement certificates get unlocked. So we spoke about the resources and certificates. And one last part, this is the last part. So feedback and suggestion also you can provide. There is a section and then it will directly take you to our NIO feedback channel. We love hearing from our educators who give suggestions, and also today I received one from Parul ma'am who was asking for Pearson publication in English. So if you have any suggestion, any query, any feedback, you can give that right from the app itself in this channel, and we will get back to you on how quickly we can make that happen for you.
Okay, so that's great. Let me see if there are more questions to answer. Well, the feedback on participation certificate form link is already shared, and I've pinned that also. And whatever WhatsApp group the Shweta was showing it to you, that link is also available. But in
Yes, and you guys, sir, you got on mute by mistake, I guess.
Sir, you are on mute.
आ गया समझ. Now I have to speak everything once again. No problem. Okay, so that's great, Shweta. I'll just tell that I have pinned the message. The feedback cum participation certificate link that is already shared now. But as already mentioned, your certificate will be available via their app only, and that might take 3 to 4 days to get released. So kindly be patient. Do not ask me again and again for your certificates, right? So you'll be getting by the NIO team, and that through the app. In case you have any doubt or कुछ 4 दिन में भी सर्टिफिकेट रिसीव नहीं होता है, there's a WhatsApp group जो श्वेता मैडम ने अभी शो किया है. You can ask on that group also.
Yes. For iOS folks who would not be able to download the app, in another 2-3 weeks when the app will come, all your certificates will reflect there. But if you have an urgency कि आपको किसी चीज के लिए आज ही चाहिए and you cannot wait for 2-3 weeks, in that case you can ping me and I will get you mailed. And also if you are from any other country and you want the certificate and that app is not available in your country, in that case also you can let me know, and we will get it mailed to you. You can
Okay.
subscribe us on Byte YouTube. This is where we are actually doing a 90-day series. So I want to keep all my community folks informed on what we are doing on everyday basis, what features we are building, what kind of content we are doing. So here I'm doing a 90-day series. I'm on day 3. Today I'm gonna do day 4. So if you would like to keep a tab on how we are progressing as a team, you can subscribe us on YouTube. And there are a lot of other things also, like all the sessions that we do, the session recordings are made available here, and we also do some educational content in between. So that's what you will get on YouTube. You can also connect me with on LinkedIn. Here the content is mostly in a professional tone and talking about the market scenario right now, and everything related to work and profession and all formal tone. But if you are kind of have a casual vibe, and especially if you are a health freak, then you can definitely connect with me on Instagram. I have a specific account just dedicated for healthy habits. I am I'm like a kind of person, lucky. My dad has instilled in me from the very childhood कि पहला सुख निरोगी काया, health comes on top. And for educators I think it's very very important. Like, you guys stand like for hours together in classrooms, you have to shout so that every student listens, hears what you're talking, right? And there are a lot of health complications that can happen because of this kind of routine. So I share some tips and hacks on my Instagram channel for that, so you can connect here for that as well. And the last announcement, we are going to come up with a very big series of events on NEP 2020. Like, it's so vast. There are like 66 pages in NEP, and then there are 600 plus pages in on NCF, and yet there are a lot more aspects which are not covered in those documents, and how it can actually bring change at ground level, and how it can be implemented, and how you can use NEO to make your this thing NEP compliant. And it's good for educator to know all of this. You can be champion at your schools, and not just your schools. Suppose if you go at some other place, there also you come across as someone who is informed. So if you would like to be a part of that NEP series, then stay tuned, and we will share the full schedule very soon on YouTube and other channels. And I would love to see you all there. Yes.
Okay, that's nice to know. Okay, right now I request Nidhi ma'am to go with the vote of thanks. But yes, we'll stop recording and then we'll take up the questions if there are certain questions, because we are exceeding our time to 4 minutes. So, Nidhi ma'am,
Sure, sir.
over to you.
Sure, sir. Shweta ma'am, on behalf of GG Delhi West, I extend our sincere thanks to you for today's highly engaging and informative session. And especially the name itself was syllabus completion hacks, which was very interesting, because you always struggle with this, and your demonstration of how teachers and students they interact with NEO AI assistant was absolutely amazing. And seeing the app in action gave us a clear understanding of the capabilities, from personalized learning paths to comprehensive study resources. And the way you emphasize the importance of striking a balance between the prioritization and time management was particularly valuable. And NEO AI also encourages active parent involvement. I think that is one of the very good features, because they are also curious to know whether progress of the child, and by providing insights to students' progress through detailed and holistic report. So we also appreciate your emphasis on the importance of spaced repetition, which is very important. And I think it is a strategy which we often overlook, spaced repetition, and it is very crucial for long-term success. So given the remarkable potential of NEO AI Assistant, I'm confident that many schools will be keenly interested in the pilot project that you are providing. And thank you once again for your insight and dedication you have shown to improving the overall educational standards using NEO AI Assistant. Thank you so much, ma'am.
My pleasure, Nidhi ma'am, and thank you, all of you, for providing this platform. It was great interacting with such amazing audience. I could see all those emojis coming up throughout the session, and more than 600 folks staying till the end of the session was like my first of its kind experience. So thank you, GG team, for making this happen. It was great.
Yeah.
And maybe we can now take few questions from the audience if there are.
Yeah, definitely. We'll take up now the questions, but I'm stopping the recording now. Thank you very much. Those who have any question, any feedback, any suggestions, we need to talk to Shweta. They can stay. Else you can leave. Thank you very much for joining us. Good day. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.